Training and science has advanced a lot in the past years. The Earth is no longer believed to be flat. Man has walked on the moon, and the training plan of a pro cyclist has advanced vastly in the past decades.
Now, some of those old training techniques are absolutely codswallop, but some of them make a bit of sense. Anyway, we thought we'd go through them so you can make up your mind and see what you think. Don't forget, let us know in the comment section below if you've got any training techniques in the old days that you still do today. Right, on to the video.
Putting weight on your bike, filling your frame with sand, or putting cement in your water bottles. All stories we've heard on the grapevine through past generations.
Yeah, the logic was really simple. Ride a heavy bike and you'll be stronger. So when you transfer to your light, your race bike, technically, well, you'll be going faster, right?
It is an interesting theory, but unfortunately, one under close examination isn't true. Go from a heavy bike to a light bike, and yes, you will feel faster, but that's because you're used to riding a heavy bike. But no matter what bike you're on, you'll still be putting out the same power.
Yeah, basically, you'll just be going slower. And if I'm honest, no one needs that, do they?
No one wants to go slower.
No.
One of the main training techniques used back in the day, and one that is still used today to some extent, is pretending that you weren't training at all.
Yeah, back in those days, Manon, they used to do insane amount of mileage. Legends such as Roger de Vlamingh and Eddy Merckx used to always better each other, depending on how many miles they can ride in the year. And those days, well, a lot of the training was done together.
One way they used to get the upper hand was to get up really early, at 5 a.m, get 100 miles in before the group ride had even started. Some secret training no one will ever know.
Back in those days, the thought process was that if you didn't eat or drink on these long train rides, that your body would adapt to it. So when it came to the race day and you ate, you drank properly, you'd be able to access more fitness, more power, and be better in the race. But as we know nowadays, the more carbs you eat on the ride, the more your body gets adapted to it, so you're able to process more and more carbs. Oh,
yeah, actually, back in the day, they used to go out and just eat one single apple. But
what?
I know, as Connor found out on a recent film over on GCN Plus, Weight of the Pro Peloton, Pippa York was saying they also used to take a shed load of amphetamine too. Yeah,
now it really does show in that film that this is so damaging mentally and physically. So if I'm honest, this one, it belongs in the history bin, doesn't it?
Yeah, we don't need this one.
Right, I need
some food.
Bottle. Can I borrow yours?
No.
Oh, thanks.
Taking 2 whole months off the bike, 2 months of absolutely nothing. That's what riders did pre-1980s. And as you can tell, this is an easy one for us to do.
Yeah, man, I can't believe they used to take 2 whole months off the bike and then spent the whole winter trying to get back to fitness. Nowadays, you're looking at 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks at a push, but never 2 whole months. I mean, I think I'd get bored. How are you doing, Manon?
I'm not gonna get bored. I could stay here forever.
Right.
Before the advent of power meters, heart rate straps and bike computers, there weren't a whole load of metrics that you could go off. The main ones were, well, how many kilometers you've ridden or miles.
Yeah, back in those days, I guess they used paper diaries to track their fitness. And by that, I mean the distance they've ridden, how they felt, what time of day they went out, all in a bid to track the training and fitness year on year. Those training diaries were like the training Bibles, weren't they? Some of us actually, I guess, remember them today.
Well, maybe Dan. I don't remember it, but Dan Lloyd might remember it.
Yeah.
But with all these technologies and bike computers, it seems like a bit of old practice. Pen and paper, what even is that? But it is still one we would recommend using today, depending on what your goals are.
Yeah, I love a diary.
I know you do.
Long, slow miles were the norm back in the day. Actually, Eddy Merckx is a doctor for a lot of the Italian pros back then in the 70s and 80s. used to say the first 1,500 miles should all be done in the little ring at low intensity, long, slow, steady miles. And that is still being talked about today. Manon?
Now, if you ride your bike lots, this option is still going to work. But the problem is, most of us don't have 8 hours every single day to ride our bikes. But don't worry, it's not the end of the world.
If you put 8 or 10 hours a week in and you do good structured training, you can get the same benefits than if you were doing those long, steady rides. Basically, a good time saver. And I guess nowadays, we don't have 40 or 50 hours a week to do on the bike. So I think that new, efficient way of training is the one to go for. Eddy Merckx, the greatest cyclist of all time. Back in the 70s and 80s, he used to call the 200-mile training technique, which basically meant that every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, he used to pump out 200 miles. He actually used to get his whole team to do it with him, come rain or shine. Nowadays, if you ask a teammate to do it, well, this is the response you might get. Let's go find Manon. Hey Manon.
Hi Hank, you alright?
So, this week's training, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we got to do 200 miles. You up for it?
What, in total?
No, every day.
Every day?
200
What?
miles.
No.
Eddy Merckx did it.
I'm no Eddy Merckx though. Sorry Hank, you're on your own.
There is still logic to the fact that if you ride your bike, you're going to get fitter, no matter what the science. But nowadays, science tells us that we can train smarter and we can be more efficient with it. But if you just enjoy going out and riding your bike, and well, you're going to get fitter, aren't you, Manon?
Yeah, it's very true. And there is a really nice quote from the famous Fausto Coppi. When he was asked how to improve on the bike, he would say,
pedalare, pedalare, pedalare.
Which translates to pedal, pedal, pedal. And I guess not all training techniques are wrong.
No, that one, I would say, is very true.
Yeah.
So there you have it, some of those old training techniques. If you would like to try them in nowadays cycling, then why don't you let us know in the comment section below? Or if we missed any.
Yeah, I mean, some of them I might have a go at, but a lot of them I think I'll give a miss. But if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, for sure, Manon. Are we gonna eat on this ride?
I hope so, because I need some food.
Do you want some food? Here you go, yeah, don't forget it.
Oh, nice, thanks.
Yeah.